Hello everybody, welcome. We are here during Hurricane Milton, right in the thick of it at Disney and Universal. This is going to be a little bit different video than what we normally do. We're going to be documenting Hurricane Milton as it is coming through. This hurricane is massive. It is going to be here for so long. Almost 24 hours. That's how big this thing is. It keeps fluctuating between Category 5 and Category 4 and 3. Right now, we are just at the very beginning of it, and we are getting a lot of rain already. But right now, the rain isn't the big issue. It is the wind. A lot of people are always asking us what's it like during a hurricane here in Disney and Universal. So we're going to try and get as much video as we can, document this entire process so you can see what's going on here, just how bad it's going to get. Now, we have been through hurricanes here before in Florida, but this one is supposed to be really bad. So we will see when it's all over. Hopefully everybody stay safe out there, and we will see you when it's gone. All right, we are right here just at the very beginning of this hurricane, so there is a lot of rain coming down sort of in spurts, some pretty high winds that are coming through, but really less than the rain, it's the winds that are the problem right now. We're getting tornado warnings, tornadoes touching down literally all around us. Our entire county here at Disney is under a flood warning. So even with the level of rain we have right now, it's going to get so much worse over the next 12 hours. We're already getting flood warnings. We're getting tornadoes that are touching down. Unfortunately, I'm just hoping that everybody is okay. We're seeing lots of reports of houses and things being lifted, trees, everything going. So I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit nervous about this. Again, been through hurricanes before, but this one is really big. Normally hurricanes come through a couple of hours and then they're gone. This one's going to be here for maybe 12 to 18 hours. We've been getting it for the last 6 hours, I'd say. And it's supposed to go through for another 18 to 24 from here. The biggest stuff is going to be coming later tonight, so I'll try to get as much of that on video because I want to document this and just kind of give you a view. A lot of people are asking us how we're doing. I'm posting TikToks and YouTube shorts throughout this experience too, just to kind of give you regular updates, but this video is going to sort of tell the end-to-end story. We're also going to head over to Disney Springs and the theme parks as soon as this hurricane ends, just to see where we're at as far as damage goes. I know that there's a lot of video and pictures out there right now of all the work that Disney did to prepare for the hurricanes, battening down the hatches. Universal did the same thing. Disney closed at 2 o'clock today, 1 o'clock for some of the places, but 2 o'clock for Magic Kingdom. Universal closed at 1 o'clock. SeaWorld was closed the entire day. Gatorland was closed the entire day. And so, again, Disney World here has only closed since they opened, I believe, 9 times before. I think this is number 10 now in their entire history. So that tells you how bad this hurricane is going to be. Expecting the park to be completely closed down all day Thursday as well, maybe even into Friday. So stay tuned to this channel because we're going to post some video of basically the aftermath. I'm really just hoping it's not going to be bad and it's just okay. Maybe some trees that have kind of been knocked over. We've all done the preparation. We were not in an evacuation zone. When you're not in an evacuation zone, you're not really supposed to evacuate because there's already enough traffic as it is on the roads. There's tons of traffic going on with people trying to get out of areas like Tampa where it was supposed to hit the hardest. So the roads were extremely clogged. It was taking hours and hours and hours to get out of Tampa. So we're just supposed to batten down the hatches. We are in buildings that were built after 2004, so they have the Florida building codes with regards to hurricanes. A lot of concrete and metal. These things are built out of houses and structures. So we're hoping we should be okay. But again, I'm already seeing, as of right now, tons of video flooding in with regards to places like Sarasota and Madeira Beach and St. Petersburg and these areas over there on the over by Tampa that are just completely flooded already. A lot of the weather people down here, local weather folks in the area, have been saying that these beaches, it's just devastating. Like, they will never be the same. And some of them won't even be here anymore. Like, we're going to lose entire towns and beaches to this hurricane. It is so bad. I just don't know. I'm just really nervous about it. I'm really hoping that Everyone is okay. There's no loss of life. It is several hours later now, and I decided to take a look outside. It's getting really windy out here. We're getting some serious wind gusts that keep hitting me here, almost knocking me down. We still only have the one tree down so far, but we haven't even gotten the front part of this thing yet. We're still waiting, and it's already getting kind of bad. But the positive thing that I'm seeing, though, is that the water here in our retention pond is not quite risen just yet. It's a little bit different than Hurricane Ian, which we just had 2 years ago. That water was rising real quick, and we haven't gotten that yet, but the wind has been really bad. We've had like 119 or something tornado warnings in this area, so a lot of rough wind and gusts so far. And but not much else to report just yet. It's been fairly tame so far, but again, it's just hit land over in Tampa, so we're starting to just get a little bit of touches. But I wanted to do a little quick update just to kind of see where we're at right now. Well, we are finally getting hit with the edge of the storm here. It's really getting nasty out. I'm probably not going to be able to stand out here very long. It's getting real choppy out here, I gotta say. I mean, it is a ton of rain just starting to come through now, and the wind has just picked up tremendously. I mean, the trees are really starting to bend now. Getting a lot of heavy rain and wind just blowing really hard, so still waiting for the water to start rising. Haven't seen that yet in the retention ponds yet, so crossing my fingers that that doesn't happen. But we are just now getting into the very edge of the storm. Over the next 4 to 6 hours when we're going to get really nailed. So it's already this bad at the edge. I really don't know what's going to, I really don't want to see what's going to happen once we get to the center. And then I think the tail end, the actual backside of the hurricane is usually worse than the front, the leading edge. So, whew, it's looking really rough out. So we're going to keep on checking out. Man, I can't even keep my camera. Clean. There's so much just wind. I mean, I'm underneath the thing, but the water's just spraying in here, and I'm trying to stay out of the. But I'm not gonna be able to stay out here long. But we'll keep checking back out. I'll keep getting footage. It's really getting nasty out, though. We've got all of our patio furniture inside the house right now because we don't want it to all blow away. So we brought it all in. But I keep going out here to kind of look and see how bad it is. But like, I can't even get the door open. Like. See if I can, like, there's so much pressure. See if you can hear it. There's just so much wind coming through that, like, it's like keeping the door closed with these big gusts. Okay, the wind must have just slowed down because I can actually open it. But it's just crazy how much wind is coming through on some of these gusts. You see that tree that's just completely blown over there? I can hardly hold the door now. It's just being pulled really bad. Oh, man. Oh, you hear? Listen to that. Hope I don't get blown away. Yeah, it's really getting rough out. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go back outside and show any of it more. I have to do it through the window because it's just, there's so much wind and rain going on. It's just, whew, I'm getting drenched. The camera's getting torched. So we'll keep checking it out. But yeah, it's getting nasty. All right, so here we are, morning after Hurricane Milton. The rest of the night was a lot of wind, a little bit of rain. But nothing horrible. We never even lost power. We did lose power with Hurricane Ian briefly for maybe like a minute. But we didn't lose any power here. It ended up being I feel like pretty tame in our area here, right next to Disney and Universal. Not anything super horrible happened here. A little bit of debris and some wind and things. But overall, the problem, like this hurricane, I think, if we compare this to Ian in our area, Ian was much worse. The rains were much heavier. I think even some of the wind was pretty bad. But overall, the water levels just didn't rise at all here. Not in the retention pond, not in the river right here that I'm sort of looking over at the moment. Really was not bad at all. But I think in Tampa, Sarasota, St. Petersburg, all those areas where it made landfall are just devastated, underwater, just horrible. But the tornadoes, what was different from Hurricane Ian. Or Hurricane Ian, there wasn't like a lot of tornadoes. There were tons. I think there was like something like 130 tornado warnings that were happening all around us. And in the middle of the night, we were able to see from the balcony, one of my kids' balconies, they were able to see all these transformers just exploding all over the area around us. So I think people were losing power everywhere. We just didn't lose any power. But it was really crazy, the sort of light show that happened with all the transformers exploding, the blues and the pinks and everything that you could see. It was crazy, but again, because of the wind was just brutal and there was tornadoes everywhere. We just happened to get really lucky in this spot where we weren't really affected. And because there wasn't a ton of rain, there really hasn't really been any flooding. There's been flooding in pockets of places that usually flood, but our area, like the water never came up. Just didn't have much issues at all. So overall, I'd say Hurricane Ian was much worse for this area than Hurricane Milton was. So we were very fortunate. But I wanted to come out here this morning immediately, just kind of take a look at the damage, any debris, any water levels. I'm just not seeing a ton of damage or rising water anywhere. But we are still under a tropical storm threat here with the winds. You can kind of hear that it's still very windy right now, but overall not bad. We're going to go check out Disney Springs, some of the parks, see what kind of damage was done to them. But I'm not expecting a lot, to be honest, because they are, I mean, I can almost see Disney from right here. It's like right over there. So I don't know. I think we got really lucky. We have had a little bit of water rising here and there. The thing you got to worry about in Florida is I keep seeing people walking across or through the water, or even swimming through the flood waters where they've risen. The thing you got to worry about in Florida is there's a lot of things in that water with you that you might not want to be in that water with. There are alligators and sharks in those waters, so you got to be super careful. I know a lot of people are trying to get to their homes that have been destroyed or underwater, but I don't know. I just things can be replaced, but being attacked by an alligator or a bull shark, yeah, that's not good. Gotta be careful. Well, Hurricane Milton is officially gone. It is beautiful again. Sunny Florida is back. The hurricane's completely past us at this point. I'm actually headed out to see if I can take a look at some stuff, grab some food. Some of the things are starting to reopen, but overall they're saying on the news, it's starting to come out that this hurricane was definitely not as bad as Hurricane Ian, which we got a couple of years ago. Did a video on that as well. I'll link to that below if you're interested in that hurricane and how it hit us. So thankfully, it was a lot of bark and not a lot of bite. I think for some areas it was pretty rough. I'm not saying there wasn't damage. I don't know if there was much loss of life. I don't think I've heard anything about that. I don't know if any. I think maybe some, but overall, it looks like we lucked out. So we're very fortunate in that. So let us know if you've been impacted, or you have any family or anyone in the area who has had a problem. I believe that the parks are now open again, and there's really not a lot of people here. This is actually going to be a really good weekend to go to the parks now. We are going to SeaWorld's Hallow Scream tomorrow night, so we will see if the crowds are still here, or if a lot of people, since the evacuation, if it's going to be low on crowds or not. But overall, I'm just thankful that we didn't have any major issues here, no major flooding. And it's beautiful. Florida is back. I guess that's the price you pay when you live in an area that has such amazing weather for 360 days a year. You got a few days where you got to pay the piper, and that's the hurricanes and tornadoes and things. But overall, it's a great place to live, great place to visit. And so let us know what you think. If you had any issues, hopefully you're okay. Let us know you're safe. We'll be back with more of our regular episodes coming up. So thanks again for joining us. And be sure to like, subscribe, share. Until I see you next time, the Noble Way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.